In the headlines, PURC announces new utility tariffs. Electricity and water up by 27.15% and 21.55% respectively. The bulk oil storage and transport company, BOST, records profit after 11 years of making losses. GRA dissociates itself from Colonel Damoah's comments on the Special Prosecutor's corruption report on Labianca. And we play back what MPP's Hopeson Adorye said in Kumasi at the weekend and why he is being asked to retract and apologize. And on the international front in Kenya, Vice President William Ruto wins presidential election. Welcome to Graphic Online's News in Brief. The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission today announced an increment in electricity and water tariffs. Electricity is going up by 27.15% and that of water is 21.55%. They take effect from September 1st. The Executive Secretary of PURC, Dr. Ishmael Laka, announced this at a press conference in Accra today.
Increase our electricity tariff by 27.15% and water by 21.55%, effective 1st September 2022. The rates in view of the Commission are sensitive and responsive to the positions of all stakeholders, consumers and utilities, in line with Section 3C of PURC Act 1997, Act 538. The PURC is grateful to all stakeholders for their participation and input into the tariff approval process. The Commission will continue to monitor the operations of the utility service providers to ensure value for money and quality of service delivery. After this major tariff review, the Commission will implement its quarterly tariff review in line with its rate-setting guidelines.
Dr. Aka also had some explanation on what informed the tariff increment.
Key macroeconomic variables such as the exchange rate, inflation, cost of fuel and others have changed, especially after 2022. The Commission considered a number of factors. These include the cost of power, which is influenced by growth in demand, the weighted average cost of gas, inflation, and the exchange rate. In addition to these economic factors, the Commission also considered network expansion, upgrades, and investments, operation and maintenance of service delivery infrastructure, as well as the financial viability of the service providers. Most importantly, the Commission was guided in its decision by the supreme interest of consumers and the general economic conditions prevailing in the country. So 3 factors: the economic factors, exchange rate, inflation, cost of production, among others; utility-related factors, the operation, maintenance, and other investment; and most significantly, the general conditions of the consumer who will pay. All these were considered.
And on what was being done to help cushion industry, Dr. Aka noted that the 2022 tariff also seeks to gradually reverse the structure of the country's utility tariff, where industry subsidizes residential consumers. We currently have a situation where industry pays higher tariffs than domestic users. This is because there is a cross-subsidy inbuilt in the tariff structure. Dr. Aka stated that the PURC has reduced the cross-subsidy and was gradually reserving the system where industry subsidizes domestic users. The rationale, he said, would make the industrial sector more competitive, enhance operations and create jobs for the unemployed.
He gave considerable thought to the role of small and medium-scale enterprises, the country's economic development, in particular for the creation and preservation of jobs and livelihoods. The existing tariff is structured in a manner that slaps industry with punitive tariffs in order to subsidize residential consumers of electricity. This structure has contributed to the loss of competitiveness of Ghanaian industries, including small and medium-scale enterprises. The implications for jobs and general welfare of residential consumers is adverse and obvious. To address this challenge, for the first time since the establishment of PURC 25 years ago, industry, including small and medium-scale enterprise business owners such as hairdressers, beauty salons, barbering shops, dressmaking shops, welders, mechanics, coal stores, chop bars, organizers, the carpenters, among others, will pay a tariff lower than the residential consumer class. This is to address the high electricity costs for industrial customers, which has been identified over the past 10 years by the AGI in their business barometer as the key challenge affecting the competitiveness of Ghanaian industries in the global marketplace. The objective here is to support industries to expand and enhance its ability to generate decent jobs for Ghanaians. This tariff is therefore a first step in a gradual process to invert the tariff structure over the next few years in support of a national goal for industrialization.
And from the PURC, we move to the bulk oil and storage company, where the managing director, Edwin Provencal, says BOST recorded 168.8 million Ghana cedis profit after tax last year. This is coming after 11 years of recording losses.
The underlying business is showing that we have migrated from a 456 million cedi loss in 2016 to a 254 million cedi profit in 2021. This is your business. This is your business. So that's it. Now, in 2021, we made 160.7 million Ghana cedis profit after tax. This is money that comes back into the economy. Because it belongs to the shareholder. It belongs to all of you. Now we need to reward our people, so we need to pay them some small bonus for the wonderful performance they have done. For almost 11, 12 years, we made losses till 2021.
Mr. Provencal said the company has also cleared about 80% of a debt of more than $500 million off its books. He made this known when he, together with the board chairman of the company, Eko Hackman, paid a visit to the Graphic Communications Group Limited to interact with members of the graphic editorial team.
37.6 million. So this one, I give it to my predecessors. When they came in, they said, oh no, we should look into this matter again. So when I came in 2019, there was a committee that had already been set up to look into the matter again. All I did was I added Yoko and BNI to the committee. And the result of that internal forensic audit is that the $37.6 million became $10.1 million. I don't know. All I know is that we used to owe $37.7 million. When we finished the forensic audit internally with national security and everybody there, the people signed that we don't owe this, but we owe this. I don't know. How can I know? Do you know what happened, Bali? Maybe you have an idea. Me, I don't know. You were in the committee. Yeah, me, I wasn't in the committee.
And still on the Labianca tax evasion saga, the Ghana Revenue Authority has dissociated itself from the comment by the Commissioner of the Customs Division, Colonel Damoah, retired, on the Special Prosecutor's corruption report on Labianca.
The authority said comments made by Colonel Damoah was made in his personal capacity and do not convey the opinion of the board and management of GRA. In a press statement signed and issued by the Commissioner General of the GRA, Reverend Dr. Amishadai Owusu-Amoah, said they are taking steps to deal with cases of tax evasion and other acts that were contrary to the laws governing the authority. Addressing senior customs officers in Kumasi last week, Colonel Damoah said the Special Prosecutor's report on Labianca, a company owned by Miss Eunice Jacqueline Boa Asomahene, a member of the Council of State, was hollow and an attempt to discredit him.
And in politics, we bring you a playback of what the MPP's Hopeson Adorye said in Kumasi at the weekend and why it has generated discussions in the MPP, with some calling on him to retract and apologize.
MPP, your tradition. Your tradition, Dampa, Buzia, Dombo. Eti, Dampa Nijina Homa, Asio, Eastern Asia Hosano. And a Busia, Etlahoma, Ashanti region, Brown Haponuza. And a Dombo so a war, Northern region. From 1992, Dombo Fodia, and Bia Wabudi position. Ata Dampa Bedino, Nabuzia, Etiho. Buzia Bedia, Dampa Tiho. Sabuzia never bow, Dampa never bow. Dombo Fodia, and Bia Wabudam. 1992, Adubwa Hinabaya. Adubwahi, Akofa Domboni, Anonino Boy. Again, 1996, J. Kufo, Ebaye, when you have when you say for Great Alliance, Nakadia Unabo. 2000, what day Domboni and Ebaye. Kufo Jahoma Buzia, Adubwahi Jahoma Dankwa. Etitanka de Dikamba and Abuzia Poso. J. Kufo 300. I'm a president, a Kufado, ever take you over as I go back to Dankwa. And I'm a President Kufado by so what you don't believe, and a year, a buyer, and then a vice president Mahmoud Baunia. That is a for Dankwa and a Babuzia, and a for Dankwa, and if I don't level, and a Babuzia. Another one, and a simple mathematics, another one. Say a lot of work on the best of permutation at all, afar. Now, and I'm going to say, what you don't believe ever go. The tradition must go on.
And before we go, Deputy Kenyan President William Ruto has been declared the winner of last week's presidential election amid dramatic scenes. He narrowly beat his rival Raila Odinga, taking 50.5% of the vote according to the official results.
The announcement was delayed amid scuffles and allegations of vote rigging by Mr. Odinga's campaign. 4 of the 7 members of the Electoral Commission refused to endorse the result, saying it was opaque. We cannot take ownership of the results that is going to be announced because of the opaque nature of this last phase of the general election, said Juliana Cherera, the Vice Chairperson of Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. We are going to give a comprehensive statement, and again we urge Kenyans to keep calm. There is an open door that people can go to court and the rule of law will prevail, she said. This was the first time Mr. Ruto, 55, had run for president. He has served as deputy president for 10 years, but fell out with President Uhuru Kenyatta, who backed Mr. Odinga to succeed him.
Odinga Raila, total valid votes, 6,942,930. Ruto William Samoei, number of valid votes, 7,176,141. In accordance with the law, the Constitution and the law, I, Wafula Chebukati, Chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, hereby declares that Ruto William Samoei of ID number 6847208 has been duly elected as the President of the Republic of Kenya under the provisions of Article 138 of the Constitution in the presidential election.
Graphic Online's News in Brief is brought to you by Graphic News Plus.
Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Visit us on graphic.com.gh for further information. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
Thank you for watching. For more news, please visit our website graphic.com.gh or follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube and Twitter at GraphicGH. I am Enoch Dafa Frimpong.
Subscribe now.